this year's online Opera Idol competition and masterclass. My name is Sally DOBROSKI, and this is my husband, Bertie. From the very beginning, we have been avid supporters and sponsors of both the Voice Experience and the Opera Idol project. Today, we are greeting you from our home here in Kenilworth, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago, and not too far from Northwestern University, Beaman School of Music.
Since the spring of 2007, our home has been the gathering place for all of the singers who participated in the Opera Idol recital and masterclass. We are pleased to know that many of these vocalists have gone on to pursue successful careers in music. Traditionally, on the Saturday morning after the competition, all of the artists met in our home, getting to know one another in an atmosphere that featured camaraderie and discussions about music. But most importantly, they received feedback from Maria and from Cheryl about their performances. This year, we will miss the in-person events, but you will be able to witness and experience the excitement of hearing our exceptional young rising stars, vocalists singing their repertoire for your pleasure and for Maestro Milne's input and suggestions for interpretation and improvement.
Please enjoy this year's version of Opera Idol. Bernie and I are pleased that we can be a part of this wonderful experience.
And thank everyone for watching. Goodbye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Opera Idol Online. I'm Maria Zuvis, and ladies and gentlemen, this is our wonderful maestro for today, Cheryl Milnes.
Only for today.
Always
Tomorrow,
and always.
Tomorrow, no.
So we are very excited to have Opera Idol be online this year, streaming for everyone to enjoy. And this gives us an opportunity to tell everyone what Opera Idol is all about. It's been going on for many, many years in the Chicago area, and we have gotten to know and learn and work with wonderful artists through the years through this Opera Idol competition, which basically is a master class that allows Maestro Milnes and myself to get to know potential participants in the program and see who we can offer a full scholarship and study grant to come and be with us in this summer in Savannah, Georgia. So let's meet the contestants for 2021.
Hello, my name is Hope Metz. I am a soprano from Ames, Iowa, and my accompanist today will be Jody Gobel.
Hi, everyone. My name is Benjamin Sothel. Right now, I'm hailing from New York, New York. I'm a bass baritone. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Danielle Bavli. I'm a soprano from New York, New York, and my pianist today is Lisa Dahl.
Hi, my name is Courtney Sanders, and I am a soprano coming from New York, New York.
Hello, today we will be watching my recording of De Vieni non tardar from Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro.
Very good. Very good. Non-harmonic tones, you know, passing tones, upper neighbors, all of that stuff.
Mhm.
Generally, well, there is no exact rule. That's a problem for my taste, and we're in taste here. In the recitative, you could do a few more. The general feeling is in recitative, you can do a few more non-harmonic tones, and in the set pieces, fewer. In fact, probably none. You have a nice way about you. Right now, you're wearing your glasses?
Yes.
Yes, okay. In general, never, in general, never wear your glasses on stage.
Yes,
That-
I never wear them when I perform.
Well, and you're performing now. So you've already, there, okay. I'm not sure exactly why that is, other than glasses reflect light and they tend to block the eyes. And we don't want to block the eyes, obviously. Also, I see you came in on the downbeat in the first two opening lines. Okay, that's not wrong.
Okay.
But often they come in after, and I think the practicality is if it's with orchestra, we agree it's a little fatter sound than with the pianoforte.
Mhm.
I think that's the reason June Sealfin coming in after, so one hears the J of June.
Okay.
The same with timide. Timide cure. Be a little careful of the AYs in Italian. Note, you've been told this 1,000 times. Diphthong, A. There is no in Italian. A-Y. A, not A.
Mhm.
Problem is when we diminuendo, we Americans, and I'm an American, as you're an American. Are you from Iowa?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I went to school there, not at your school, but you know that.
Mhm.
We have diphthongs. It's wrong in Italian. There's a few places where you did a big A. And every long note has to go somewhere. That really means we do, of course, we do what the composer wrote, but we do many more things.
Mhm.
It's that stupid musical word non-musical word that I say, stuff. You got to do, you already are doing stuff, good stuff, more. The long B flat Vieni, and then you have the long C Vieni,
Mhm.
and the very long F. Start it softer, more crescendo. You probably thought you started softer and you crescendo. Did you think you did that?
Yes.
Okay, I can kind of see that you thought you did it. One of the problems, and this is for everybody, one of the problems is from mezzo piano to mezzo forte, that is on paper a crescendo. But the audience, it's not enough for the audience to hear it. You got to do more than is written there. Think pianissimo to forte. You know, your pianissimo and your forte, of course. Rather than only thinking, you know, if you do a nice musical thing, you want the audience to enjoy it and that you want them to think, hey, she's good. Then the exaggeration, or in this case, a crescendo, has got to be enough for them to hear it so that you get, in a manner of speaking, you get credit for that musical and vocal niceties. Tempo, pretty good. Well, you have the live piano, so in general. Let's do the beginning and do the Junsei and the Timide and come in after, just as a habit. What you did is not wrong.
Mhm.
I did that before. But I think with orchestra, especially if the conductor's a little heavy-handed,
Mhm.
you want the audience to hear your initial attack.
Okay.
So also get used to the after. So can we start it one more time?
Of course. Giunse alla fine il momento che potrò senza affanno in braccio all'idol mio.
Also, the word is idol. The accent is on E. So we have braccio idol mio, not idol. It sounded a little like you were saying idol.
Okay.
but they're coming in right after. And let's just do that again. And I won't stop you. I'll go on to give you
The
either.
whole thing again, Maestro? The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Giunse alla fine il momento che potrò senza affanno in braccio all'idol mio. Dimmi corre, uscite dal mio petto, a turbor non venite al mio diletto. Oh, come par che l'amoroso fuoco, l'amenità del... What was that? L'amenità del loco, la terra e il cielo risponda. Come la notte in furti miei.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That one I
Okay.
wouldn't do.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it's one word. It's
Mm.
3 vowels in Italian. I forti miei, not miei. I
All
wouldn't
right.
do that one.
Where would you like me to start? Come la notte i furti miei seconda.
Let's skip over into the second page. The pianist, just start anywhere in there and you'll pick it up. I want to make sure you get those long notes. Doesn't matter where. Read more.
Qui mormora il ruscello, qui scherza l'oro. Che dolce sussurra il caristara. Qui ridono i fioreti d'erba fresca. Ai piaceri d'amor guiduto adesca.
Pianissimo, pianissimo.
Vieni, mio, tra queste piante ascose.
Pianissimo. No, I'm sorry. Come on. Still softer, Hope. Still softer on that C. Yeah.
Okay.
Pianissimo. You thought it, but I didn't really hear it. Start right on that C on Vieni.
Okay.
Go. Good. You kept the mood in the coda. Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Hope.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. This aria is Susanna's aria, right? In The Marriage of Figaro.
Mhm.
And have you done this role before? or is it a part that you're studying?
It is a part that I'm studying. I recently did some scenes from The Marriage of Figaro as part of a scenes program, but I have not performed the whole role.
Wonderful. And so is this a particular scene that you did, where the garden scene, were you actually doing this as part of the scene?
No, we did Cosa Sento and then the very beginning up to Figaro's first aria as well.
Wonderful. Such a great work, right?
Yes.
So if you were a stage director and were putting yourself another hope into the scene, or another soprano into the scene, how would you paint this moment? How would you paint the stage? What would you envision for the artist to be in when she sang this particular aria?
Do you mean like
I know I'm putting
scenically
you on
or?
the spot. I know I'm putting you on the spot. So
Yes.
this is a quick creative exercise. So if you were going to create some kind of a Shana, how would you picture that? What colors? Where was she? Is she sitting? Is she standing? What's the lighting? Be your own stage director.
Okay, so this does happen more towards nighttime, so a little bit darker lighting, but something like soft to make her look beautiful as well and illuminated. I have seen a lot of versions of this aria where she's sitting or standing. I personally would maybe have her stand for a little bit and then sit more towards the end, maybe with like Figaro, standing there, and she can just look at him longingly. And, by the end, she's really singing to him, not to the Count. This is a huge love song. And just with the Countess's clothes looking all regal and stuff.
Fantastic. I love it. I know I put you on the spot, so you did very well.
Thank you.
So if you were not going to be a singer, what other part of the industry would you potentially have been interested in?
Oh, definitely directing. I've been a lover of the theater, not just opera.
I must have felt that vibe from you. I asked you that question.
Yes, definitely directing, because you can find so many little new things to experience within older works that, can bring more new people in. I think that would be really cool.
Fantastic. Well, we thank your pianist for being there with you today. And we thank you, Hope.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to our judges room. This is Maria Zubis as one of the judges for Opera Idol, and I would like to introduce our wonderful, esteemed judges. Actually, I'll have them introduce themselves. We'll start with Dr. Bernie DOBROSKI.
My name is Bernard DOBROSKI, and I'm Dean Emeritus of the School of Music at the University of Oregon and Northwestern University, and I've been with Voice Experience for many years, from the very first days, 20 plus years ago.
Thank you. And Michael Ching.
I'm composer in residence at Savannah Voice Festival, and I guess I've been with the Voice Festival for about 4 operas and 6 years, I think.
Hi, I'm Jorge Parodi. I'm a conductor, and I'm the music director of undergraduate opera at Manhattan School of Music and the faculty at Juilliard. I'm a freelance conductor, and I've been with Voice Experience since 2004.
Hi, I'm Howard Watkins. I'm an assistant conductor at the Metropolitan Opera, and I'm on faculties at Yale School of Music, Juilliard School, and Bard Conservatory, and have been with Voice Experience also since 2004.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Sokol. And today I will be singing Il lacerato spirito from Simon Boccanegra by Giuseppe Verdi. A te l'estremo addio, palagio altero, freddo sepolcro dell'angelo mio, ne a proteggerti valsi. O maledetto, o vil sedutore, e tu, vergine, soffrissi, rapita lei, la virginal corona. Oh, che dissi? Deliro. Ah, mi perdona. Il lacerato spirito del mesto genitore era serbato strazio d'infamia e di dolore. Il serto a lei dei martiri, pietoso il cielo die, preso al fulgor degli angeli, prega Maria per me. Presa al fulgor degli angeli, prega Maria per me. Prega per me. Prega per me. Prega Maria per me.
Good. Very good. The last note, can you hold it a little longer yet?
Yeah, probably could. Yeah, just the track, there was no more track, so I stopped.
You know, when you have this diminuendo, this is a diminuendo, right? Looks like that.
Yeah.
There is no exact 1, 2, 3, 1 out. If it's loud, okay, that kind of stuff, yes. For my taste, and it's a piano track, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a little too slow all the way through. It started to sound what I call syllabic.
Mm.
Re, sta, per, pa, instead of re, sta, per, me. I don't know who the pianist was. I think they were playing it like a piano concerto. Oops, big retard at the very end, but for my taste, again, my taste,
Mm.
it got too slow way too soon. And I would smile, when it goes into major, il certo a lei de martiri. Nice volume, very good volume. I would smile a little bit before so that you set up the mood of I'm going from minor into major. There's an emotional change from minor to major. And a smile doesn't say it all, but something, yes. Something I say to everybody. You have the piece memorized. Benjamin has the piece memorized. But Fiesco does not.
Mm.
He's making it up.
Right.
And at the beginning, when you do et tu,
Mhm.
get the softer expression, or you come in and you're kind of cursing the Bocca Negra, and then you see a statue of the Madonna. In the rests before you sing et tu, that's when you see and you think, oh, I gotta cool my anger here. The you were still driving, and then you came back on the two, the whole phrase, even the rests before.
Mhm.
We know you can't go faster because you're following your pianist. It's
Right.
a little slow, the whole thing. But even in this tempo, let's see. Resta al fulgor degli angeli, prega Maria per me, papi, pa, 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 pa. No, that's not what I was talking about. Resta al fulgor degli angeli, prega Maria per me. So it doesn't sound syllabic. It sounds like you're saying words. And you want the audience to believe you know every word. Well, you probably do. But the most important thing is that they think you do.
Mm.
And then, oh, well, prega Maria per me, ti ta ta ti ta ti pa pa pam prega. You can come in sooner with that. Also, something you need to know, and you probably know this, it's a choral technique, but it's also valid for solo. Consonants with duration, like prega, you get PR before the vowel. Okay, the vowel speaks on the beat. The consonants come before. If you have consonants with duration, you were probably taught this in Manhattan. Consonant with duration, they precede the vowel. It's the vowel that has to hit. So the PR has to anticipate. Can you feed the tape, or do we have to have the whole intro?
I can skip. I have timestamps, so you let me know when you want.
We're not changing the piano tape, of course. So
Right.
if you can skip sort of that part of it, do it.
Sure.
And all of this, it seems to be a common, what do I want to say, a common fault that young singers, maybe even older singers too, good singers, often go too slow in recitatives. Maybe it's because we're singing in a language, not our native language, no matter how well we know it. And so we're kind of thinking, what's the next note? And it tends to get slower and slower and slower, which is wrong. Recitatives move. Sometimes they run, sometimes they go slower, of course, but not slow, slower, and slowest. Okay,
Absolutely.
so let's give it a shot.
Okay, from the beginning, or
yeah, if you can skip some of the intro, please.
Okay.
You do what you can do. I know you're somewhat limited.
Yeah.
Good singing, by the way, Benjamin. Good.
Thank you.
Who's your teacher there?
Oh, sorry, what did you say?
Who's your teacher there?
James Morris.
Oh, it's Jim. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
he knows very well.
Yeah.
Pa, pa, pa. For me, that's all too slow.
Right.
2, 3, pa, pa, pa. 2, 3, pa, pa, pa. 2, 3, pa, pa, pa.
A te l'estremo addio, palagio al terra, freddo sepolcro.
Sorry that the track is behind.
Yeah. But you're on the ballpark now.
Right.
It also starts to sound like you're saying something. It starts to sound like you're saying something instead of I'm singing it correctly. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Correct is good, but it's
Right.
it's not the end of the trip. We are, whether it's an art song or a roll, in this case, a roll, we're saying something, and we want that meaning to be clear. So,
yeah. All right. I'll go from where it is right now. Yeah.
Oh maledetto, oh vil serutore, et tu virgin soffristi, rapita lei.
yeah, I got 3 syllables. Rapita instead of rapita lei. Legato. So good, Benjamin.
Okay. All right. I'll back up a little bit.
Virgin soffristi, rapita lei, la virginal corona. Oh, che dissi? Deliro.
And be a little careful with the portamenti.
Okay.
You're getting awfully what I would call slidey.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll keep it strict. Yeah. Okay.
In general, clean, you know that word. Clean is better than dirty.
Right.
About portamenti, of course, there are many portamenti in music, but here's what I tell singers. If, we all talk to ourselves in our heads while we're singing. I mean, that's normal. We all do that. And I'm sure you do it too. Okay, you're coming to a spot. If you are at all unsure, do I portamento here or do I not? If you're unsure, don't do it.
Right.
If every time you have sung it and every time Jim has sung it or any other bass baritone that you love, if they always made a portamento, okay, make the portamento. But if you're ever in doubt, if you ever think, wait, do I do it here? Don't do it. Clean is always better than dirty. I mean, dirty, but you understand what I mean.
Yeah, no, I totally get the concept. Yeah.
So, Vita, let's go on.
Sure.
Che dissi, deliro, mi lacerato spirito.
What I call the middle notes. I hardly heard lacerato. I hardly heard to. Lacerato spirito. Be sure you feed through support and sound. Of course, it's a short note. It's a short note.
Right.
It shouldn't sound like a hiccup because I didn't really hear it. So il, can you start right there?
Sure.
Il lacerato spirito del mesto genitore era servato strazio d'infamia e di dolor.
I would take that one out.
Oh, okay.
Portamento.
No portamento. Okay, absolutely.
Legato, of course. Legato, which means connected, as you know. Legare. So anywhere, wherever you can start.
Okay.
Era servato strazio d'infamia e di dolore.
Papa. This is too slow, but we can't change it.
No.
Now you do a little smile. It's going into major.
Il certo lei dei martiri, pietoso il cielo die, resa al folgor degli angeli, prega Maria per me. Resa al folgor degli angeli, prega Maria per me.
No portamento.
I wouldn't do those now.
Okay.
Portamenti are choices.
Yeah.
Are choices. But I do know in competitions, you will get less criticism for too clean, and you will get more criticism for extra.
Okay.
Also, start that PR ahead of time and the resta, re, so the vowel speaks on the beat. Otherwise, that's one of the reasons we get slower and slower. We start to put the consonant with duration on the beat and the vowel speaks later. And be sure the half note me are long. You know, you have several F sharps.
Right.
They're half notes. So can you start right there? We'll just finish this out.
Resa al folgor.
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah.
Resa al folgor degli angeli, prega Maria per me. Resa al folgor degli angeli, prega Maria per me. Prega per me. Prega per me. Prega
Try to avoid good F sharp. Try to avoid A. Try to avoid the diphthong.
Yeah.
That's the American giveaway.
So I guess my question is really kind of apropos of your teacher, because you study with your same voice category. And of course, one of the most legendary basses in all of history. Wow, that's a big deal, right? So so as you're studying your repertoire, a little bit of a loaded question, how do you prepare in terms of listening to recordings? Do you listen to your teacher's recordings? What other artists inspire you? I'm assuming that you are inspired by James Morris. What other artists do you listen to?
Absolutely. Yeah, James Morris, it's definitely, when I was accepted to go to Manhattan School of Music, at first I didn't know as much about opera and the whole scene, but then I did some research as I do. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm working with this legend. And now, like, we've been doing, I guess, a lot of arias recently, especially the last few years with stuff for Macbeth and all Figaro's arias and Don Giovanni stuff. And yeah, I often listen to his recordings, but I also like to not just, copy what my teacher sounds like. And I listen to a lot of other recordings. So some of my other heroes, like, in the bass baritone category, probably like George London, Cesare Siepi. Obviously, that's not my voice. So I like to listen to people that sing like a little bit brighter, just like brighter timbre. And with the baritone stuff, I mean, I listen to Thomas Hampson and Cheryl, and I take all my inspiration from all those recordings, and I try to put it into the music. But it's really important not to fake your voice. Like, you're not trying to sound like someone else. You have to sound like yourself, but you have to take, little tidbits of like, oh, this person did this person did this. I really like this, how this person did this, and I think I'm going to do this for, yeah. So it's a lot of pick and choose. I love it that we have YouTube and that I can, scroll around, go through Metal on Demand and watch all the old streams. It's incredible.
Well, we had LPs in our day that we had to go to the library and put on to listen to. So
Well, I had before that.
before that, yes. So we're very
78.
fortunate. But that's wonderful to hear. And I thank you so much for being part of this today. Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Maestra Melons, Maria, I'm so honored. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Ich liebe dich, mich reizt deine schöne Gestalt, und bist du nicht willig, so mach ich dir Wald. Mein Vater, jetzt fasst mich an. Der König hat mir ein Leids getan. Dem Vater grausets, reitet geschwind.
Hi, I'm Tiana Sorensen, and I was awarded People's Choice last year at the Opera Idol. It was a really fun experience, and just right before the pandemic really hit. But yeah, it was so much fun to just be in a different space, a very welcome space, and getting to meet Cheryl and Maria for the first time. It was a lot of fun.
So we will be listening to Durchzärtlichkeit und Schmeicheln from Die Entführung aus dem Serail by Mozart.
Guten
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Be a little careful of what I call internal retards. Your final retards, terrific. The internal retards, less.
Okay.
They shouldn't sound like this is the end of the piece, folks,
Okay.
in the sense that you're singing it for people who don't know it. You want to
Yeah.
send all the right energy messages, of course. And you're singing in a language you don't speak, nor do I. I know a lot of German words, but I really don't speak German. Needs tons more consonants. CHT, it Mädchen, leicht, CH, you know, there's the two sounds. You have the
Yeah.
back CH and the front CH, but they're both air. They are air. Now, it's a German, part of the German sound. Leicht, leicht. So I need more volume. I heard leicht. I heard SH.
Hmm. Okay.
SH is a lot easier to sing than CH. And that's one of the reasons I probably did the same thing myself until I sang in Germany a lot. Tons more consonants. Schmerz, Scherzen, Scherzen. I would love to tell you that you're exaggerating too much, but so far, I'm not saying that. Weicht, yeah, durch Zärtlichkeit. Well, all those retards. You do the whole piece again, and you can go in and out. You can hit the button and stop if there's a spot where I want to stop. You can do that. Or if this is live, is this a live pianist?
Yes. Yes.
Pianist, you're
Sorry.
alive. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we can stop and start. And thank you, pianist, for starting on the 5th bar or so.
Oh, sure. Yes,
Shorter intro.
yes.
Durch Zärtlichkeit und Schleichen, Gefälligkeit und Schmerzen,
Other.
berührt man Herzen, der guten Mädchen leicht, der
Very
guten.
good. Very good, Danielle.
Thank you.
Obviously, you heard me say this probably to the other singers. Obviously, we do what the composer wrote
Yes.
naturally, and you're doing that. Very good. But tons more. Right now, you are accurate. Okay, that's good, but it's not the end of the trip. Every time there's piano, think pianissimo, crescendi, you know, these guys,
Hmm.
crescendi, decrescendi. I mean, something I tell singers, take these little ones, bigger ones, huge ones, put them in a salt shaker and shake it over all music, all languages, all styles.
Okay.
Now you have to give yourself permission internally to do that because you're correct. And a problem I find with singers all over the world is they tend to think that singing accurate pitches and accurate rhythms is the end of the trip. Well, it's probably an overstatement to say that's the beginning of the trip. No, it's part of the trip, but then you can go beyond. No composer ever wrote every single little nuance that they heard in their heads when they wrote it down. They didn't. They simply didn't. Partly my take is they thought, well, of course the singer's going to do that. Most composers wrote for singers who spoke the language, whether it's German or Italian or French. And I know that that composer thought, well, of course they're going to do it because everybody does that. It's part of the language. But for us Americans, not so. So tons more ins and outs.
Okay.
As my wife likes to say, goof on it. Within correct, of course.
Mhm.
Has to be accurate, but more ins and outs. You're
Okay.
stopping it correct. Okay, let's do it at the top again.
Okay.
Words, you start to get, oh, I don't know, inhibited, or because it's a language you don't speak, it's normal to be a little inhibited, a little afraid to dig in to a sound. I remember it because we think maybe it's wrong. So if I kind of soft pedal it, if I'm wrong, nobody's going to hear that I'm wrong. But then it doesn't sound as committed from your part. Also, how often are you going to sing this piece for a German-speaking audience?
Hopefully
Well,
often.
hopefully, but rarely.
Right.
Rarely. So they don't know what you're singing anyway. It's interesting, when audiences hear words, even if they don't know the language, they believe you do. They hear words. Can we start? Are we looking at the same thing? Well, 90, I don't know, the second page, top of the second page. Pianist, is that possible?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
Lyrisch, exactly. Doch, doch. No, right there, right there. The high B, terrific, terrific. Then the Macht right after those 16th notes, più piano. So let's go back to that same spot. Doch lyrisches. Now, for my taste, see that's what I call an internal retard. Way too much.
Okay.
That's already the final one, and you'd be sending the message to an audience that doesn't know the piece and doesn't speak the language that this is the end, folks. But it's not the end. It has to have a continued energy. Yes. So that then your final retard, the next one slightly more, and the very last one, then what you did was perfect. But okay. don't give it away. So yeah. Wherever your pianist can start. Sure. The long E.
The last, maybe. Sure.
right there. There's a fermata on the chen. You don't run into the fermata. A little slower building up into the fermata. Gefälligkeit und Scherzen.
Yes.
Ba-bam. And another little thought you could do. You know, we're all taught by our voice teachers to have an open throat, quiet breath. Good, normal. But beyond that, the sound of your inhale, this will sound a little stupid, but the sound of your inhale should represent the mood. And so if you're coming in with a little more pizzazz, let me hear the breath. Then your excitement is in the breath, not just the sound.
Yes.
Okay, wherever you can pick it up, this last page.
Sure. Oh, Zärtlichkeit und Schmeichel, Gefälligkeit und Scherzen. Ihr wurdet an mir Herzen, ihr wurdet Mädchen leicht.
Okay, you finished it. I was just watching what you do in the coda. You know, when you're not singing, that's the toughest part. You feel a little bit like, you know, you have egg on your face. What do? You
Yes.
continue picturing whatever it is that you were picturing while you were still singing. But very good, very good. Nice.
So let's talk about the fact that this piece is in German. As singers, we have to sing in many different languages. How many languages have you sung in thus far?
I have sung in, of course, English, German, French, Italian, and I've delved a little bit into Russian, but not as extensively as the others.
Great. And so what's your process for trying to get all of the, as Maestro said, we are not born speaking a language. There are certain things that we don't innately do that a composer may have intended. So can you share a little bit of your process to put another language into your voice as you're learning a piece?
Absolutely. So I always IPA all of my music, and I usually practice speaking it extensively before I put it to the rhythms of the notes or the pitches. So I often try to isolate the difficult sounds, especially in German, and build the words with the consonants, and understand how much we're lingering on the vowels versus the consonants in these languages. And I always like to listen to native speakers of the language's interpretations of the pieces first, before I expand further. So always IPA, always much speech beforehand, and then only then, once I have a colloquial sense of how to recite the words, do I transfer to the rhythm of the piece.
That's terrific. And so I guess adding to that question, what's a language you haven't sung in that you would be interested in singing in?
Ooh, I would definitely be interested in Czech, learning a little more Czech. I know with Russian, maybe a few of the sounds are, getting there, but I would like to expand on my Russian specifically, but also learn a little bit of Czech.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us today and for working on the Mozart. Fantastic.
So much.
Hi everyone, my name is Angela Devenuto and I'm Opera Idol's 2016 winner. I want to tell all of you a little bit about how Opera Idol and the Savannah Voice Festival has helped me in my developing career. Every year since 2016, I've had the great pleasure of being a festival artist with Savannah Voice Festival. Through performing with Savannah, I've had the opportunity to expand my repertoire, not only in opera and art song, but also in musical theater. I've gotten to learn not only from the legendary Cheryl Milnes and Maria Zuvez at the helm, but also all of opera's and musical theater's greatest coaches, voice teachers, and performers. They've all helped me to realize my great strengths and use those in my performing and to become a deeper, more meaningful artist. I've learned, maybe first and foremost, that I really enjoy making an audience laugh, and they make sure to give me as many opportunities to do that as possible. Thank you to the Savannah Voice Festival family and all of you participating in Opera Idol. Good luck.
And this is the man himself, Joseph Taylor.
That's me. I've been working with Voice Experience for the last 10 years. We've been having the house concerts here, and each year I do a poster for them to advertise that party and fundraiser. And it's a nice chance for me to do a different kind of art than I usually do. I think they've been successful. We'll see.
My name is Courtney Sanders, and this is Ach, ich fühl's from Die Zauberflöte by Mozart.
Ich fühl's, es ist verschwunden, ewig in der Liebe Glück, ewig in
Very good, Courtney. Very good. Very good. In competitions, contests, audition situations, judges are not so interested in hearing lots of piano.
Yes.
And in this case, it wouldn't sound like a cut. However, I mean, what he's saying, what he played was quite terrific. The volume of final consonants has to do with the volume of the vowel preceding. So if it's soft, well, first of all, zurück, you have quarter notes on the rück, longer. I get what I call a karate chop cutoff, my American phrase, you know, zurück, no, zurück. Now, did you hear when I did that, zurück, a moment, like a half second of silence or a quarter second of silence, and then the K.
Yes.
Zurück. Rather than zurück. It's not, that's what I call the karate chop cutoff. Also, each of those are quarter notes, and in this tempo, quarter notes are longer. Oh, and the cadenza, you know, the big cadenza. Usually the breath is there.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're looking at the notes, it's after the D natural. Herzen. Mehr zurück. Little distance, and that's something in German. I don't know that I've actually heard German speakers talk about it, but they do it. It isn't zurück, zurück. Glück, there's a lot of K's in this one. And ewig, ewig. G, when it's preceded by a closed vowel, is CH. I mean, you know that. You could pass a test on it, but you're not doing it. You're singing ewig.
Okay.
SH. And we have to fight like crazy, we Americans, quite like crazy because SH is easier than CH.
Yeah.
AV, it's air. AV, AV, not Avish, AV. Bühnendeutsch, Hochdeutsch, stage German or High German is what we're taught, what we try to do. Again, you probably heard me say this to somebody else. No composer wrote every little tiny nuance that they heard in their head on the paper. Well, this is very true in this piece, especially. There's little crescendi. Now, whenever you think you're going to do a crescendo, what does that mean? That means here, you see what my hand's doing. Piano, even pianissimo. Whenever there's a crescendo, you have to start it soft in order to do the crescendo.
Right.
I'm sure you were thinking I'm doing that. But again, you heard me say to somebody else, it's got to be enough for the audience to hear.
Okay.
Otherwise, they don't think you're doing anything. Even if you think, it's not what you think, it's what they think you think. It all sounds like double talk. It's what the audience thinks of you. That's the only thing that's important. Okay. You want them to think, well, I can tell she speaks German. Well, they can't really tell, but that's not the point. You want them to think, hey, I'm at home in this language because I speak it. My parents are, my grandparents are, what, it doesn't matter what. Ach, ich fühl's, es ist verschwunden. And no, this is my wife's copy. She has little accents on that. Verschwunden. Schwund getting more than done. Is it written there? No. But again, as I said to other singers, Mozart was writing for German speakers, so he knew they were going to do that because that is the word. Now, we Americans don't know that. So accented syllables in any language generally get a little bit more than the unaccented syllable.
Okay.
You have a pianist. Actually, tempo, very good. Pianist, very good. Let's do this whole thing again. We'll go in and out because you have a live pianist, right?
I have a track today.
Oh, it's a track.
Yes.
Oh, so we can't change it. Actually, tempo's pretty good.
Okay, great.
More ins and outs.
Okay.
I don't want to say you're too correct because there is no such thing as you're too correct because you got to be correct. But more ins and outs.
Okay.
Exaggerate things. No, let's do it again.
Okay.
It's too short. It's too short. All those quarter notes, zurück and liebe Glück, Glück, and then do the little rest. Glück.
Okay.
Not Glück.
Great.
That's what I call the karate chop cutoff. You don't want a karate chop cutoff. You want it lifting.
Okay.
Glück. Keeps it bubbly feel. So wherever you started, can you keep going?
Sure.
Pianissimo.
Oh,
start the next phrase very soft with a crescendo.
Okay, great.
Start the next phrase very soft with a crescendo. Now watch my hands. Bum is the F. Better, yes. Little slow, little slow. Pianissimo. Give me the R. So wird ru.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. Darn good.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, I missed my entrance.
Wherever it is, I know you can't just
Okay.
pick it up wherever the
Okay.
track is. Okay, now you have two similar phrases, im to design and then in to design again. Right.
Yes.
Okay. The first one, I wouldn't retard.
Okay.
It's what I call giving away the retard. Don't give away the retard. The second one, of course, huge retard, which you did, but you kind of used it up because you did the first one.
Okay.
And be sure, although I think you already fixed it, be sure it's imto, not imato.
Okay.
Shadow vowel. You know that phrase, shadow vowel.
Yes.
Right. The first time you sang imato. No, imdo, mdo. So anywhere there that you can start.
Okay, perfect.
Long. Good.
Yeah.
My experience in New York in a competition situation is that you finish it very nicely the way you did, and they do the G minor chords. Blom, blom, blom. Doesn't sound like a cut. Obviously, in performance, of course, you do the whole thing because it's staged. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nice flow. Now, he didn't write any of these pianissimo crescendo, subito pianissimo crescendo. Those are my taste things, but I think he would have liked it. I think it was probably in his head.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi.
Beautiful, beautifully done. As a singer, what do you do to translate the words and really try to understand how they come together for you and the music?
Yeah. Well, I would say a big part of it is knowing what I can tap into emotionally for the actual piece itself. So, I mean, thankfully, I've never, had an experience quite as extreme as this, I would say, but I have had, other very upsetting moments or moments where of confusion and not understanding why and how something is happening. And so I try to tap into some of those past memories and experiences and kind of remembering how I felt in those moments. And then in the piece itself, I try to really think about each word and why each particular word is being said, and especially in a piece like this where there's so much repetition, it's so fun to be able to play with the different ways that Mozart has set each time that you say each phrase and what that means emotionally for the character.
Yeah, it repeats a lot, doesn't it? And so is there a particular little thing that you do in terms of your process? Like, for instance, what I like to do is I like to write the translation, but then I like to write below what I would say in the vernacular, what I would say today. So what's your process?
Yes, yeah, I definitely write some subtext, I would say, exactly. And often with, I try to just name the emotion also. And sometimes I play with different emotions. Somebody once gave me like a thesaurus of words, and they were like, hey, you can play with different emotions. And so trying out each phrase with different ones, with desperation or with being distraught, and the different colors that you can play with each phrase is fun.
Fantastic. And the voice does have so many colors, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful to be able to sing.
Hello, I'm Andrew Payne, a baritone who won the 2020 Opera Idol Award. Last year's Opera Idol event was the last live event that Voice Experience had in 2020, and I was very fortunate to win the award and receive this gift from the Tom Lysalt Scholarship Fund. It allowed me to do some wonderful online events and training with the Milnes Voice programs. And yes, it was online and virtual, which made for some very interesting moments for sure. Like kids wondering why you're hugging a tree in the middle of the park. Or finding out you're in the middle of a wedding reception. Or your brother who's filming you is wondering when we can get done so he can watch Tiger King. Oh, very interesting for sure. But it was a very enriching experience to work with Cheryl Milnes and all the other amazing artists of the program. Thank you to Mary Lysalt for sponsoring this award, and many thanks to Voice Experience for all their support in this difficult time. Congratulations to the 2021 awardee, and thanks for watching.
Discendi, o gioia bella, o gioia bella, vedrai che tu sei quella che adora l'alma mia, pentito io sono. Non ti credo, Barbara! Credimi! Credimi! Ti credo, Barbara! Credimi! Muccido! Se seguitate o rido, io muccido! Se seguitate o rido, muccido! Se seguitate o rido, 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 io vieno qua. Spero che cancellesto deve seguire costesto e
So these are our wonderful singers that are that have worked with us today, worked with Maestro and done an amazing job. This kind of Zoom work is very difficult to do. It really takes a lot of patience, and the human element of it is of course you don't have an audience either. So if you can imagine a rush of applause from a wonderful audience in Chicago, Illinois, just saying bravi tutti, that's what I can offer you right now in your mind. And thank you all for participating. So these artists are part of the Voice Studio this summer, and hopefully you know, we will see more of them as they go through their path to become amazing singers. This is a very difficult time for all of us, so art is a very important part of our recovery, our coming back into the world. And we're just grateful that all of them want to sing and want to pursue this art form. They are obviously all very talented. So thank you, Maestro Milnes, and thank you, Courtney Sanders, Danielle Bavli, Hope Metz, and Benjamin Sokol for being part of this, and to the pianists that participated, and to all of our judges who have a very difficult decision to make.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting that we have you all here today. So let's have a conversation a little bit about how we felt of the singers and Cheryl's wonderful work with them. I know there were some moments where I really felt that they were responding and making changes in Zoom, which is just such a difficult way to do that.
I thought it was remarkable how good of a job everyone did, including Maestro Milnes, because even though those of us here have heard some of his things before, they worked very well under the Zoom environment, and I always I heard several things. I've heard him say several things that I kind of went, oh, you know, I hadn't thought about that. That's really true. So I think he's still got the stuff, which is just kind of remarkable and pretty wonderful. And so we're all very honored to continue to be able to work with him.
I mean, when they were working with Cheryl, and after the singing, in every case, I thought that the singing had improved. They were very comfortable, and also that they had much more of a presence and of an engagement in a second performance, which was very exciting.
And I agree with Michael. It's kind of amazing some of the things Cheryl came up with to talk with them about, and I felt like I was having my own lesson. I really hadn't thought about this business with the space before final consonant in German, and how much more natural it made it sound when they were able to implement that, and a few things like that. And I also found them very open and responsive and interested in improving, not just in winning a competition, but in really making themselves better. So it's quite special.
That's great.
I'll comment as probably the veteran of more opera idols than any of you, there from the very first one. But one, I was glad in many ways it was a Zoom call, because I was able to listen to each of the four singers many times. And I would like to comment on the excellence of all four performances. It really was not easy. And I was glad to be able to go back and just enjoy, and also enjoy some of the improvements in the little snippets after. And it was not an easy decision that I made in coming with my 2 or 3 suggestions to the judges panel. So congratulations, Maria and Cheryl, on choosing 4 great finalists.
Yes, indeed. I feel that, everyone is worthy, and that's the hardest part about a competition. I think that's why Voice Experience has shied away from that as a total format. What I love about Opera Idol is that it's really not necessarily a competition, but it's a scholarship pursuit and a study grant pursuit. And the hardest thing for us to do is to decide who would benefit the most from working with Cheryl, from working with all of you, and who shows that potential so that Voice Experience can give to them the most, and hopefully they walk away better for it. I know that a lot of our Opera Idol participants have gone on to work with us on a professional level, and that's been really exciting. And we've heard from many of them tonight and how it has impacted their lives. Andrew Payne, Angela DiVenuto, Tiana Sorensen, so many have really stayed with us through the years, and we hope they'll continue to. So we really hope the same for our next winner. And I agree. I think that having Cheryl on Zoom still show that kind of, just scintillating conversation with the singer and pearls of wisdom that they don't just take into one piece, but they can apply as general practice, is really exciting. I'm very proud of him for embracing Zoom as well as he has. Now, we've all been forced to this past year, but he's done a tremendous job in the fact that this is not part of his generation, this kind of communication.
Hi, I'm JC, and first I want to say that everybody that's competing in this competition is a winner. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. At the end of the day, we're here to share our voice, our values, our thoughts, our emotions. That is what singing is all about. So you're all winners. I was fortunate enough to do the Opera Idol back in 2017 and was fortunate enough to win, and that led me to go to Savannah Voice Festival for the first time in that summer. And I was fortunate enough to play the role of Figaro in Le Notte di Figaro. Wow, what an amazing experience with a fantastic cast, an incredible production, and a wonderful crew. Savannah Voice Festival has been very good to me. Very, very good to me. They've always been there whenever I needed guidance or just when I needed somebody to talk to. Didn't even have to be about opera. They are truly a family, and I know that they will be a family to each and every one of you. Please continue to sing. Please continue to do what we as singers love to do, and that's inspire people.
Sul tuo
is Mary Lysott, and I am the widow of Thomas Lysott. Tom was born and raised in Chicago, and that's why Opera Idol has been sponsored by my family forever in Chicago, Illinois. He loved opera and he loved watching young singers grow. I have enjoyed opera participation for a long time. The output from Opera Idol in Chicago is a big inclusion of these young singers in the Savannah Opera Festival during the month of August. It is delightful. I welcome you here in the future. I welcome you to come to Savannah for even more wonderful opera performances. Thank you for coming. We appreciate your participation, and we hope you will stay in our family for a long time.
it's the time now to announce a very difficult decision. Who is going to be the recipient of the Tom Lysott Scholarship Fund study grant, the Opera Idol winner of 2021 online. And I would like for our esteemed judge, Dr. Bernard DOBROSKI, to be the one to announce what we all as a team have decided.
For the audience and to the 4 finalists, it wasn't easy. We had a nice, productive conversation, but we agreed that Benjamin Sokol should be the recipient of the Opera Idol Award this year. So congratulations, Benjamin, but more importantly, congratulations and kudos to everyone. It was really a wonderful evening and morning of reviewing your wonderful voices.
Wow, I'm so pleased and humbled that I have been selected as the 2021 winner of Opera Idol. Thank you to the entire panel of judges for this honor. I'm deeply grateful to my vocal coach, Shane Shagg, and my voice teacher, James Morris, for all their expert coaching and for preparing me for Opera Idol. I think I speak for all the Opera Idol competitors when I say how profoundly appreciative I am of Maestro Cheryl Milnes for giving an extremely entertaining and engaging masterclass. I will certainly take the tools you gave me and use them in years to come. Last but certainly not least, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to Mary Lysott and the Tom Lysott Scholarship Fund for supporting this competition and for giving me this amazing opportunity. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all this summer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are so grateful to this amazing panel of judges. You are all fantastic. You're dedicated board members, artists, colleagues, and without you, our program would not be the amazing mentorship program that it is. So I'm grateful that you took time to be our Opera Idol judges. Perhaps next year you can join us in the North Shore and be judges live. It's always a wonderful weekend that includes wonderful hosts like Bernard and Sally DOBROSKI. And so Cheryl, I think we want to just say goodnight to everybody. So can we all just wave goodnight to our audiences and thank them for coming?
Indeed.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Pianissimo.
Oh,
Start the next phrase very soft with a quick. And be sure the half note meh are long. You know, you have several F sharps.
Right.
They're half notes. So can you start right there? We'll just.
Yeah.
Zärtlichkeit und Schmeichel, Gefälligkeit und
Oh, definitely directing. I've been a lover of the theater, not just opera.
I
Yep.
must have felt that vibe from you. I asked you that question.
Yes, definitely directing, because you can find so many little new things to experience within older works that, you know, can bring more new people in. I think that would be really cool.
and I wish you luck. But more than that, I hope that you work hard, because you know what they say. Hard work beats talent, because talent doesn't work hard. You know what? I almost forgot the phrase. Have a good one. Bye.
This has been an original production of the Savannah Voice Festival in partnership with Voice Experience, celebrating 20 years of training, artist development, and community outreach in the art of singing. Please take care in leaving your couch or love seat, and don't forget to turn off your device before you leave the room.